Welcome back. Middle East tensions are rising. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi says that the House will introduce a war power resolution this week aimed at limiting President Trump's Iran military action. This as the Iraqi parliament voted last night to expel American troops from the country in the wake of the U.S. airstrike that killed a top Iranian general in Baghdad last week. President Trump says that the U.S. will not leave Iraq unless Iraq pays billions of dollars to the U.S. for the joint airbase there. The president also threatened sanctions if U.S. troops are forced out of Iraq. In addition, Iran announced yesterday that it will no longer comply with uranium enrichment levels set under the 2015 nuclear agreement. Joining me right now to talk about all of this is former Connecticut Senator. He is the United Against Nuclear Iran chairman and former Democratic vice presidential candidate Joe Lieberman. Senator, it's always a pleasure. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you, Maria.
You have an op-ed out this morning in the Journal that I want to talk about, and I think it was really important what you say because you have experience here in the Senate, having been through tough days. Tell us the point of the op-ed.
Well, I suppose the larger point of the op-ed is that what President Trump ordered in the strike against Soleimani was bold and it was unconventional. So it would be natural that some people would raise questions about it. But what really troubled me is that all the questions are coming from Democrats and all the praise is coming from Republicans. And that's not understandable. And it says pretty clearly that the partisanship that has infected and disabled so much of our government has even now spread to a national security decision by the president against somebody who we all acknowledge has been responsible for the death of hundreds of Americans and thousands of other people. So really, this is a call to pull back occasionally, even if my fellow Democrats disagree with President Trump on a lot of other things, most other things. This is national security. Don't stifle your dissent if you have it, but don't march as a herd, because ultimately that runs the risk of weakening our country in the world, specifically now against Iran.
And you mentioned after World War II, Senator Arthur Vanderburg, a Michigan Republican, would say leave politics at water's edge when it comes to foreign policy, when it comes to issues across the world.
Yeah, exactly. And this was a classic moment in American foreign policy because Vandenberg had essentially been an isolationist at the time of Pearl Harbor, slowly came around, very devoted Republican, but after the war joined President Truman in a great bipartisan partnership that secured the peace after the war and strengthened us as we went in to the Cold War. And that's when he said, somebody asked him, why are you cooperating so much with the Democratic president? And he said, politics ends at the water's edge. Not that dissent should end, but partisan politics has to end. And unfortunately, I'm afraid it hasn't ended in our time, certainly in this case.
On a smaller scale, it's like when the president travels abroad and you've got massive attacks on the president. It's not right. You don't want to undermine the president when he's dealing with international leaders, and you certainly don't want to undermine him when he's perhaps facing war.
Yeah, that's the point here, that ultimately, and this is what's happened in a lot of our domestic policy and now really dangerously in our foreign policy, which is you got to put America first. You got to put the country first, unless you really see the Democrats. None of them are mourning Soleimani because nobody can. He was a murderer, a terrorist.
Yeah.
But they're finding reasons to gripe at President Trump.
Yeah,
I don't think it's right.
And the point at the end of it, you wrap it up by saying if enough voters decide that Democrats cannot be trusted to keep America safe, Mr. Trump won't have much trouble winning a second term in November. That's one more reason Democrats should leave partisan politics at the water's edge, and whatever their opinion of President Trump on other matters, stand together against Iran and dangerous leaders like Soleimani. I mean, this is an important point because as soon as the voters figure out that, oh, this is all politics, then they don't trust the Democrats to actually keep the country safe.
Yeah, ironically, thank you for pointing that out. Ironically, I think our fear is being done by our governing the Democratic response here is partisanship and anti-Trump feeling. And the irony is that that may hurt the Democratic candidate for president politically. Because in the end, America will vote for somebody as president who most of all they feel will protect their security.
I spoke with Secretary of State Mike Pompeo yesterday about a response. Are you expecting a response? I mean, one of the issues that we talked about on Sunday Morning Futures yesterday is the fact that now we're expecting the military bases, which was the intelligence that they got initially.
Right.
Military bases where American citizens are in some of the neighboring countries, like the embassy in neighboring countries like Syria, et cetera. What do you think?
Yeah, no, my guess is, look, first off, we have now struck a terrifying and surprising blow at the Iranians by taking out Soleimani. So they've got to respond for their own political credibility within Iran. What they do remains to be seen, but they probably will do something. And I'm confident in the people around the president, Secretary Pompeo, Secretary Esper, all of whom I know pretty well, that this was not just a spontaneous act. Let's take out Soleimani. They've thought it through, and they're ready for what will come. And I think what will come, I hope and pray, will be less than people fear, because we have now shown the Iranians what we're capable of doing with American power and technological superiority.
Yeah,
and think about it. We hit Soleimani and 4 other people. It wasn't a big, massive attack.
Yeah.
Targeted and deadly.
And you write in the piece that this is an education not just for Iran, but also North Korea and Kim Jong-un, which was an important point, I thought. The symbolism of taking down Soleimani where he was on that road that leads to the Baghdad airport, I thought was also interesting. I spoke with a couple of SEALs, former SEALs actually, and they said so many people have died on that road, Route Irish, where there were IEDs placed by Iran. So all of this happening in the middle of an impeachment impasse. I got to get your take here as well, because House Speaker Nancy Pelosi so far is refusing to send the articles of impeachment to the Senate. It was rush, rush, rush before the holidays. Senator Lindsey Graham says he hopes to have this trial in the Senate over by the end of January, even if it includes changing the rules. Watch this. What Lindsey Graham said to me yesterday. He basically said, look, if she doesn't send these articles over, we are going to change the rules in the Senate and just make an assumption that impeachment is on, and we will conduct a trial. And I guess he's going to try to dismiss it.
Yeah, well...
how easy is it to change the Senate rules is really my question.
Well, if the Republicans can hold their majority, then they probably can do it. Look, the framers of our Constitution knew that impeachment would be intensely partisan. It's just inevitable. People rally around the person of their faction, as they called it in the old days, or parties today. So that's happening. Now, look, it happened in 1999 when I was in the Senate. We sat as a jury in the impeachment of President Clinton. There was a lot of controversy, but most important, Senator Lott, the majority leader, Senator Daschle, minority leader, Republican, Democrat, got together, and we kind of all rose to the situation, adopted rules. There was disagreement at first, but we adopted rules, and then also there was same controversy about whether to call witnesses. Ultimately, we decided then to call witnesses, but have them videotaped in deposition and then show them to the Senate. What Speaker Pelosi is doing is new. It's unprecedented. Of course, we've only had 4 impeachments in our history, and only now this would be the 3rd trial, but this has got to be worked out and get it over with in a way that seems fair, and the sooner the better.
Yeah, I mean, do you think that, I mean, first you've got to make the presentations on the House side,
right,
the Democrats, and then a presentation for the president, and then you've got the senators asking questions. So it could go on for a couple of weeks, right?
Yeah,
real quick.
Yeah, my guess is that it will go on for at least a couple of weeks. The Clinton trial went on, as I recall, for about 4 weeks. I think it was fair. Yes.
And no witnesses.
No live witnesses.
No live
3
witnesses.
by videotape. It ended the way people predicted it would. It will probably end this time the way people predict it will. But it's really important to do it in a way that everybody thinks is fair, and to get it over with and get back to business.
Yeah, good point. Senator, it's great to see you.
You too.
Thanks so much. Senator Joe Lieberman joining us.